Hey YouTube, as you saw in the title or thumbnail, 2915 with this team. So highest rating of the season. Two of these Pokemon you've seen before, Carbink and Zweilous. I've already talked about sort of why Carbink just can do well against everything except like ground and waters. And then Zweilous is the hardest answer to Greninja. Palossand. I saw a couple people use this, and I looked at typing and I looked at the moveset and I'm like, I want to test it out. So it's a really interesting Pokemon in that the typing is strong in this meta. I already talked about how Runerigus is super strong in this meta and was my MVP early on. And Palossand, although it doesn't have the same, it doesn't seem to hit as hard. Actually, let me actually just, it's funny because I have an idea of what I want to do in these videos, and then something comes to my mind on the fly. And what came to my mind on the fly is, how does Palossand stack up against Runerigus in terms of attack and stuff? So yeah, so that's okay. You do feel that. So I was about to say it feels like it's similar in attack, which it is, 112 to 116, but it feels like it's way glassier, and it is. So 120 defense, 136 stamina for Palossand, and 168 defense, 106 stamina. So the trade-off of the stamina and defense is there, but overall higher stat product of Runerigus. I think that the second thing about these two is, I mentioned it in my top teams video. They're both ground ghost, but Runerigus acts more as of a ghost, right? You have Shadow Claw, Shadow Ball, and then Sand Tomb, the only ground move, is like a bait / lower the defense move. Whereas a close Palossand here has Mud Shot, Scorching Sand, and Shadow Ball. So really you're focusing on that ground type moving with Shadow Ball sort of coverage as your second move. So that's kind of how it plays. So it's going to be super strong against like poisons and stuff like that, which made it really nice to run here. So let's look at some battles. I do actually remember also getting a lot of good leads with this team, like a lot of dragons. There is a Jellicent, so we're looking right now with sort of like a hard counterish. The problem with Jellicent in this matchup is even they can get Shadow Ball off. It does like 50%. I guess just under. And the problem now is it does take a while to get these Dragon Pulse. So if they want, they could shield. I mean, they're not going to outpace me to the next one, so I will still get to another one. But now it sets up for a bait. Shadow Ball would put me like deep red, where I now need to worry about like a farm down here. So I will get to a move. I guess in the moment I thought that with a 2 shield advantage, Palossand can still just dominate because Dragalge is also half poison. So that I will hit super effective with the Mud Shot and Scorching Sands. So I imagine that my thought process is because it is so, you have such a good matchup there, unless they have like a URW to grass, unless they have like a Shadow Vic in the back, I've got to imagine I can do fine. So Shadow Scissor comes in, they eventually get out into this, that's fine. Get off of Scorching Sands just to see, Scorching Sands has a chance to lower the attack. So just throwing it early just to see if it does, and it does, which is fine. That just lowers their attack for 1 Dragon Tail. Shield this up, as it would be super effective. As you can see, like kind of glassy between the Dragon Tails and the couple bullet punches there, or whatever I think bullet punch, whatever it's called, took me down to the yellow already. So that's kind of rough, but does hit pretty hard and have nice coverage in this meta. This lead is neutralish at best. It's actually under neutral. It's a loss, but it's not like a you get destroyed loss. It's you're both hitting each other pretty hard. And they give up switch, which is weird in my opinion, giving up switch there, unless you're trying to draw out this, like some sort of like ground, or maybe you're trying to pull out a Greninja or something. But you pulled out a ghost ground. So again, those Moonblasts still hurt, and these Rock Throws are adding up. The thing is, you still get so much energy here. So I will take this out, and I'll be close to a Scorching Sands for Toxapex if that comes in. But it is a Runerigus. I could have gone Scorch. I mean, is it worth the bait here? I feel like they're going to shield anyways. So maybe you can bait and go for the lowering the attack, but now it is, I got this alignment here. This is just a Sand Tomb. Claws are resisted. They reset. Now my Carbink's getting low. So they do have moves. So it's gonna take like multiple rock slides plus rock throws to take this out. So I may shield this just to like chip them before I get back in Palossand. But Palossand has such a good matchup. No, sorry, Zweilous. Zweilous has not a bad matchup here because I can just Dragon Breath down. They take me low enough. I think they just don't want Zweilous to get a ton of farm here. But what do I do? I have a move. Yeah, okay. I have a move. I'm almost out of Moonblast. So basically, yeah, I remember this because what I'm doing here is I'm forcing them to make a decision. Either way, it's a losing decision because they either let that Moonblast go. The attack falls kind of lucky. They don't have anything to throw except for the Sand Tomb, right? So they either let that go, but now I can just Dragon Breath down, or they shield, but then I get to a Dark Pulse. So it's kind of a losing situation either way. Shadow Ball, again, it hurts, but now it just farm down range. Okay, another good lead. I'm pretty sure I called this one hard counter. So I would not be surprised if they have a Jellicent or another Ghost in the back because I labeled this hard counter team. So sometimes you get hard counter, sometimes you get hard counter. That's just the way it works. So we can let this play out. Yeah, this meta is getting kind of stale. I do shield up Moonblast. I don't have to. I would live, but I really want to keep alignment here. Plus, I can get multiple Scorching Sands off. And out comes a Greninja. Oh, yeah, right. So Greninja. It's a Ghost or a Greninja as your hardest answer. They will farm up a bit here, but again, you're going to get hit with this Zweilous now, so... This meta has become a bit stale. As you see, I used maybe 5 videos of completely unique Pokemon, so 15 unique Pokemon. But now it's like repeating with ones that I think are strong in this meta. Greninja is tough. I almost just have to stay in here. Yeah, because Palossand is kind of weak. So I would actually replace... So there's 2 things that happened to me why I switched this team. One is I'm double weak to water with Carbink and Palossand. Not only water, but also grass. Double weakness there. So that's kind of an issue. But the bigger issue was I, for some reason, saw... I talked about how... So I got up to 29-15 with this team. And then 2 things happened. One is, in a span of, like, let's just say 4 or 5 games, I saw a Azumarill on every single team, and Azumarill just kills this team. So that was rough. And then I talked about it in my video the other day. The game is now crashing constantly on me. Like, it's now crashed like 4 times in a set of 20 games. So once every set, I'm now just crashing, and just like my game freezes. I posted on my Twitter how it looks. My game freezes. And there's nothing I can do. You just lose. So that's kind of rough. Now I've lost a lot of games that way now over the past couple weeks. So the game's in a bad state right now. People are bored too. I can see that in the views. So I'm now gonna be it's not clickbait because I actually did get to 29-15 with this team, but I'm gonna clickbait people into like starting to get back here because I think people are trying to grind to legend. But like, some of the click-through rates on these last videos. Real rough. So Nidorina, unlike Nidoqueen, is only poison, which makes this better because I don't need to worry about the ground resisting the rock. So I would just stay in here with this matchup. As you can see, like, you see that like frame drop lag? That is like a sign that my game is going to crash in the very, very near future. Like tons of frame drops, tons of stuttering, tons of spinning ball of death. Not good. Not good. Sorry. Not that I'm sorry. I am multitasking here because I am headed back. I'm filming this in advance. I'm headed to Toronto tomorrow, and I am filming. I plan to film. This is one of the little attachable mics. So I plan to film some video in Toronto. So I'm just making sure that all my stuff is charged, which by the time you see this Monday morning, I will already be back in Ottawa because I got basically 48 hours of freedom here. I'm driving down on Friday. I'm going to the regionals on Saturday. If I'm lucky and make it to day 2, probably won't. But if I am lucky and go to day 2, I will go to regionals on Sunday. Otherwise, I am driving back to Ottawa on Sunday. So Charjabug, great lead. They come in Dragalge. So I don't need to leave here. So this is obviously a great matchup for me. They'll have a bunch of Aqua Tails, which is fine. But I don't need to leave this because Wireless and Palossand can also deal with... What am I doing? Oh, okay. Okay. Multiple things there. Let me just finish my thought. I don't need to leave this because I can beat Charjabug with both Wireless and Palossand. I feared that if they were coming in there, they're running Aqua Tail and Gunk Shot was my worry that I was going to get gunked. I did not get gunked, so that's that. I do not know why I'm not throwing Moonblast here. I should 100% be throwing Moonblast here. I get a bait out of it, which is fine, and now I can get another move off. But I think you still try and go for the heavier hitting move there. But I'm trying to keep alignment because Wireless on this would be amazing, and then Palossand on Charjabug is just like walls. Unless they have Crunch. If they have Crunch, it's actually much, much harder. So I'm going to farm up a bit here and try maybe catch an X-Scissor. I tried to catch an X-Scissor. They haven't thrown anything, so now we got to find out whether they have Crunch or not. And they do not. So X-Scissor and Discharge are resisted, but Crunch would hit for super effective. So that's the only... If I was running... That's interesting. Maybe I'll run that again with Crunch. I think that's what I'm going to do. Although I'm bringing it to regionals, so I'm not changing it before regionals. But after regionals, maybe I'll switch that to Crunch. I kind of like Crunch, especially with all the ghost ground popping up. That with Crunch is not a bad play. Golurk is rough. See, if I was in this matchup with the thing, I could throw a Crunch. So come in here. They eventually get into the Charjabug. The only problem with Charjabug here is that... Actually, I said it's a good matchup with Soilis. It's not, because X-Scissor is going to one-shot, and these... X-Scissor one-shot, and you're not going to be able to outpace here. So it's actually quite a bad matchup. Palossand has such an amazing matchup, and Carbink has such a good matchup, so you're allowed to have a bad matchup here. But yeah, this will take me out. So now, probably come Carbink. Right, I forgot they had the Golurk Lead. Discharge. Yeah, I bet I'll say that's the only problem. But if you're gonna lose to Carbink anyways, so what's the point of being able to hit for neutral if you're still gonna get killed? Just have it on the lead, you can switch out. Golurk, I'm staying in because I need to try and get off a Moonblast, and then I'm like, you know what? These rock throws are adding up. Like, Shadow Golurk is so glassy. So these rock throws are adding up. So I'm like, just try and chip it down and rock throw. Because like Rock Slide probably would take out from this range. So they get a Shadow Punch off, which does hurt. I'm hoping I can farm down. Shadow Punch will do a lot, but it won't take me out. I remember this. Because I let it go. I'm like, it will not take me out. I got to shield the next one anyways and farm down. I can't farm down. And then I think they have a second move, so it probably wouldn't matter in the ending. They end up farming me down with whatever's in the back here. Galvantula. Resisted farm down, but a farm down. So I'm like, oh, maybe I should have shielded. I probably would have been an amazing matchup, but I think they probably had two anyways. They just did not throw the second one for some reason. So I will go down there. So good lead here. Again, Dragalge. Let's see if I play this differently and not shield up this first move so this isn't the same battles. I'm pretty sure they're not the same battles. They are not. This time I let the Aqua Tail go through. I should probably still be throwing Moonblast here because although this is neutral, so is Moonblast because they're half dragon. So poison resist, but that probably would have taken out a Moonblast. But now I have to take another... I mean, the trade-off is I get more farm versus lower HP. Because I'll get to another one. So I'm going to be pretty low. but I'll have a ton of energy coming out. And I'll keep Palossand on Charjabug. And now I have both on it. So now Palossand looks like it's going to sweep here, right? Because it's going to dominate both matchups. So I'm just going to stay in here. It'll be interesting to see if I just sacrifice Wireless or if I come Palossand for super effective Mud Shot Scorching Sands. I can go either way, quite honestly. Yeah, I'm not surprised I'm doing this because I have such a good matchup with it against the Charjabug, as long as it's not running Crunch. So get a Body Slam off here. They shield, which is fine. I think they're maybe trying to farm, but my Dragon Breaths are also adding up. So I eventually need to throw 2 shielded. Palossand is going to be more than enough for this. Take the... So 2 things. 1, you can just wait. You can live a crunch, so you let it go. 2, Shadow Ball is, in terms of damage per energy, Shadow Ball is the damage per energy. In terms of matchup, which is this matchup, you still need a Scorching Sands anyways, and Scorching Sands plus Mud Shots do 50%. So if you're ever in this matchup with Palossand and Scorching Sand versus Charjabug, just go Mud Shot Scorching Sands because you still need a second charge move anyways. So you might as well make it the faster one. So shield this up. Because they landed the crunches, this is actually going to be a lot closer than I would like it to be. They come in here. I take this out. And now it's a question of who's going to get to the move first. And it looks like I will to take them out. So there we go. Guzzlord, great lead. 2:18 left. So maybe this is the last matchup. Swallet, or maybe it's 2 more matchups. Good, but also it has Ice Beam. Spoiler alert. And Ice Beam hurts. Now, Mud Shot Scorching Sands also hurt a ton. The only problem is, by allowing 1 Ice Beam through, I am now in bait Sludge Bomb range. So they're just baiting Sludge Bomb, but it doesn't matter, it would take me out. And I have such a good matchup with Carbink, I probably want to fight for it. So I try for the farm down, not going to get it, so I have to throw here. I'll have a little bit of energy coming out, which is okay. Enough to get this off, which is good because then it's just probably like Rock Throw range for Carbink the rest of the way. And it's not like this is going to do anything against me. So now it all comes down to what is in the back. It is a Toxapex. So I kind of make a mistake here. I throw a Dark Pulse. There's no need to throw a Dark Pulse. You should only be throwing Body Slam here. There's no way that they don't shield because their Guzzlord has no play. So this is their only win condition is this Pokemon double shielded. So I decide it's probably worth shielding. First of all, it's worth just going straight Body Slam. Second is worth shielding and just trying to chip as much as you can to put this in Rock Throw range. But if I had that, I could maybe got to a 3rd Body Slam. Maybe, I'm not positive, because going double Sludge Wave. I think I maybe could have got to a 3rd one. Now, take this. You know what? I don't even know if this takes out, quite honestly. They may still get to a Brine. The problem is Brine's a bad move. So even if it's super effective, it's still not going to really take me low enough. Not nearly low enough. And now, unless they're running Gunk, some sort of Gunk Shot, they're not going to take me out. So this was a 4-1. It took me to 2881. As you're going to see me struggle. I end up having to delete some storage. Anyways, there's 6 seconds left. I had to delete some storage stuff to get those. And then 2881. And I got up to 2915 with this team before a Azumarill and the game crashing cost me a couple hundred. No, not a couple hundred, like 150-ish. I'm at like 2790-ish right now. As of Thursday when I'm filming this, so I'm probably much higher or lower compared to when you see this 4 days ago, like 4 days in the future. But that is it. That's a team. So Palossand, nice Pokemon. nice moveset for this meta. Just watch waters, watch grass. I problem is the ghost ground. Lots of weaknesses. Mostly the ground being water, grass, ice. And then you gotta worry about darks because you're also the ghost. So lots of weaknesses. Just need to try and cover those weaknesses. Anyways, that is it. Stay tuned sometime this week. So hit that thumbs up button, hit that like button. I forget. So why I keep saying it now? You're like, why are you saying it so much now? One, it does help people actually remind them to hit that like and subscribe button, which helps grow the channel. But two, I'm subscribed to a couple of like video YouTube, not gurus, but like help you with channel growth. And apparently there's a new thing. So let me know in the comments below that if you say hit that like button, or if you're new, hit that subscribe button, it's supposed to like light up now. There's like an auto, not an auto, like automated AI that like recognizes that. So that's why I'm doing it more. But also it does help just people triggered to remember to hit that button. And the channel has definitely taken a hit in October, but that's not, I think it's just fatigue. I think it's GBL fatigue mixed with like the game fatigue, mixed with like the game having a ton of issues right now. So I understand why people are not watching the videos. Anyways, that is it. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.